Good morning. How are you?
Hi Denise, how are you?
Good. You didn't send any extra stuff, did you, this morning? Because I didn't get it.
No, nothing, no
Okay.
extra stuff.
Okay.
Morning, Hi Roger.
Roger. Hey, Stephanie.
Morning, everyone.
Hey Alan.
What a nice day.
Oh,
It's beautiful.
I think today's the pick of the year.
It might be tomorrow,
Tomorrow.
Really?
but I think they're going to be about the same.
Oh, I'm happy with today. It's just beautiful out.
And you're stuck in a Zoom meeting.
I know.
Nice part of the
Um,
day.
and we're all working, so
Who picked,
whatever.
who picked this time?
All right, so Laura is joining. Okay.
Good afternoon, everyone. Calling the Southborough School Committee meeting to order on Monday, July 21st, 2025 at 12:03 p.m. And we have all committee members present. So thank you for joining. I hope everybody is enjoying their summer so far. And so we're going to get right into the agenda. Action on special open meeting minutes of June 9th, 2025. So those were circulated by Cheryl. Does anybody have any edits or comments on any of those? All right, so I'll move that we approve the June 9th, 2025 meeting minutes as presented.
I'll second it.
All right, roll call vote. Roger,
Yes.
Denise,
Hi.
Alan,
Yes.
Laura,
Yes.
and Chelsea's aye. Thank you. Next is school committee update on school building tasks from 6/11/2025. So if you recall in our June 11th meeting, we discussed a long list of items that we had asked Greg and team to work on, and Greg's prepared to give us an update on those items. So Greg.
Thank you, Chelsea. I'm going to share my screen. And can everyone see my screen?
Yes.
Mhm.
So as Chelsea mentioned, there were 11 tasks that the school committee charged the leadership team to move forward with this summer in terms of the Neary building project and school building tasks. So I'll provide a quick update on the 11 items. The first is updating the capital plan and identifying the immediate needs. So, which connects to the second one, we have contracted with Beta Group to do a assessment of the existing reports that were done during the Neary building project. And also we've added asbestos to Beta's tasks. We anticipate that that will be completed by August 1st. They'll be on site for approximately 4 days completing that assessment and will provide us with the results. And then I'll work with Chelsea on scheduling a special open meeting to share those results. We've identified 6 to 12 month must do's. So that is, those will result in the reports that we receive. We have had a roofing firm take a look at the existing roof. So we are working on getting a quote for that and also looking at Finn and any needs there. Septic at Finn and Trotter. So we are evaluating the current Finn and Trotter septic systems and understanding what the constraints or limitations are of the two septic systems. The structural analysis of NERI will be kind of reviewed by Beta Group. They'll be looking at the existing work done through the NERI Building Committee and the firms that did the analysis of the structure. So that is completed. Update enrollment. So we have updated our NESDEC enrollment as well as RLS enrollment. So we have those two projections, and those are through 2034. So those are the data sets that we're using to do some of our deeper work in terms of programming and space needs. We're in the process of updating the district reports that we completed in 2021, working with a capital plan school research subcommittee. So Stephanie and the principals have been working on that. We have responded to MSBA on input on why the no vote. So that letter was submitted to MSBA, and the next deadline is August 28th. If the select board school committee will be asking for an extension. Mechanism to receive feedback with the community. So the select board is working on this task, and Laura is working on that subcommittee. Laura, I'm not sure if you want to provide an update on that task.
Yes, so we're planning to meet to discuss the draft. The first time we met was on July 3rd to basically compile the draft for the survey. We have just gone back and forth sort of on email ever since then to sort of finalize things, and the select board did look at it last week, Tuesday in their meeting. So we're meeting again today in the afternoon at 2 to kind of go over and hopefully finalize what we want to do just in terms of distribution and a date to field this live.
Thank you, Laura. And then, so that will be the select board kind of launching that survey. And then lastly, actually, Roger.
I just, let's see, am I on mute or am I not on mute? I can't see my, oh, there I am. Okay. So I just have a quick question. Just to confirm. So this survey is totally a select board effort. The schools really have no involvement with this other than, we provided a representative to the survey team in Laura. Is that a correct analysis on my part?
So it's been an effort on like a couple parts. But Greg and I are also planning to meet to kind of discuss it. I know he did have an opportunity to look at it, and him and I were going to go over, just any additional thoughts that we wanted to add in terms of making sure that his input and feedback is also integrated as much as we can prior to actually finalizing this. So that also is a critical part. Making sure that him and I touch base prior to moving forward and proceeding to, finalizing this. But the select board has provided some initial input already, and it sounds like they, have mostly said that it as is drafted right now, looks fine with a couple suggested revisions. Mostly about Al had some suggestions just regarding the distribution and sort of some niches that he was interested in ensuring that we hear from. So we're still kind of looking to finalize the final plan in terms of how we're going to distribute this, when, and how we're going to address just a couple remaining just comments that he had.
Thank you.
And just to add a little bit to what Laura said, Roger, one of the communications that Greg had with MSBA was that we would launch a survey, the town would launch a survey to provide feedback on why the town voted the way they did. So I think the select board is involved for a couple of different reasons, but the school committee is also involved because of the feedback that MSBA has requested. So it's kind of a collaborative effort here, and that's why each committee or board and committee gave a representative for that. I think one of the main assets to having the select board involved is to make sure that we get a wide spread of responses here, and obviously they have a lot of they've done a lot of work with MTC, who I think is very capable of assisting the town in getting more feedback. So at least that's what was discussed in the select board meeting last week. So so I agree with everything Laura said, but also the MSBA connection is important too.
Thank you.
Denise?
Yeah, I just wanted to know how are they going to attack different demographics within the community so that we get a good cross section, Laura?
That's a really good question. That's something we're sort of looking to discuss today to get a little bit more specific about the distribution. I think Al in particular had some suggestions about reaching seniors in town and some efforts that we were going to make there, which I think are great. Of course, we're looking to, I think, as we've mentioned here, our goal is to reach as wide of the population as possible. So that's certainly the goal, and that's something that we need to finalize today. And, if Greg has any suggestions, once I talk to him, I want to make sure that we're doing the best that we can to reach as many people as possible, and are not, only trying to reach certain subgroups.
Thank you.
And the last task was to send out a communication to Neary families. So we did send out a community communication at the end of the school year. And we plan on following up with a communication at the start of this year as well, with updates to the school community of what we learned and what information we have to share. So in summary, I would say that we are in an excellent place in terms of accomplishing the tasks in the time that we identified. Our goal is to have everything completed the first or second week in August, so that then the school committee could hold a special school committee meeting and we could present our findings to the committee. And I'm going to stop sharing my screen and be happy to answer any questions.
Does anybody have any questions or comments? Okay. Greg, for anybody who's kind of tuning in now or has a student who's coming into fourth grade and hasn't been necessarily following Neary, any concerns about the start of school and having students entering school on August 28th or whatever the start date of school is?
Yeah, so we have no concerns. Our plan is to open up school as we had planned all along. Even if we had a successful approval of the building project, our intention was still to occupy Neary for this upcoming school year. So, again, Neary will be open for students, for fourth and fifth graders this fall.
Okay, thank you. And the goal of doing all of this is understanding that we don't have a clear path for Neary at this point. So we have to assume that we're not going to be in that school for just one more year. We need to plan for what the options are past this upcoming school year. So just for anybody new who's not clear on why we task the district with looking at these items, it's so that we can have a solid plan from the school committee side on how we're going to house fourth and fifth graders past this school year. All right. Does anybody else have any follow-up questions to that? All right. Thank you, Greg and team. I know this is a lot of work during the summer, but we appreciate your diligence so that we can launch school year safely and continue to look at the best options for our students. And we talked about the Neary building survey distribution already. That's the next agenda item. Does anybody have any other follow-ups on that? And Laura, we're hoping to have that survey open for a month or 3 weeks, something like that.
Right. I think initially we've discussed 3 weeks, but again, just keeping in mind the sort of targeting an August date in terms of being able to share everything out. So that's certainly, hopefully after this meeting today / tomorrow with Greg, we're able to have a little bit more just finality on some of that information. But yes.
Thank you. And thanks for doing that work, Laura. Okay. Potential federal funding cuts. Greg?
So we did receive information that funding we were expecting from the federal government around some grants will not be received for this upcoming school year. So Becky and Stephanie have been working around what's the impact to the public schools of Southborough. So specifically, there are 3 grants. So Becky will talk about the allocation, and then Stephanie will talk about how we use the funding to support programs. Becky.
Yes, so as Greg mentioned, there are 3 grants that we are right now looking at not receiving for the upcoming school year. The first is Title 2A, and that is primarily for professional development. That allocation in FY25 was $14,817. The Title 3 is for our English language acquisition program, and that is for $13,557. And then the last is Title IV, and that is a $10,000 allocation. Again, those were the FY25 figures. We really have not seen much of a change from year to year on those grants. So we are confident that those would be the numbers that we would not be receiving.
What's the total, Becky? 30.
It's just about 30, a little bit over 38,000.
So Becky, we had line items that we were already assuming were spent by those, or how do we budget for grants like that?
So what I'll probably do is have Stephanie just speak to what it currently we utilize those funds for.
Sure. So the Title II and Title IV grants are primarily utilized for teacher professional development and administrator professional development, which includes mentoring, induction, and other professional development offerings that happen throughout the year. And then Title III is, again, focused on our English language learners, our multilingual learners. And the majority of that money is used to run our summer program for English language learners. There are some other small pieces, but that's kind of the majority of it. So those are our sort of current uses. We typically budget, planning for those things, but what we've been doing is Becky and I have had multiple meetings, and Selby has also been part of conversations where we're just looking at what are the things that we were planning on and how do we keep those professional development opportunities and those services so that we can maintain our plans in the event that this money does not come through. And this year's summer program is on last year's grant. So we're thinking ahead to next summer for our multilingual learners. We are all set for this summer.
Okay. Okay, so you can keep us posted on what your contingency plans are if it doesn't come to fruition. Okay. Roger.
I've forgotten, obviously I've heard publicity about this, as we all have. Is this something that could be rescinded or approved after the feds look at this for a while and by school system or by grant or by state, or is this 100% gone for the year? And what do we think?
The language they're using is that they are reviewing it and they are holding it while they review it. So
that's what I thought I heard, right?
Yeah, that's the language they're using.
So understanding that that's the language they're using, if you had to guess, folks in the district, whether or not, what's the chance you think it might come back for this year? 5%, 95%, 50%? What I mean,
It's hard to predict.
Of course.
Yeah.
I think we are, the money flows to the Department of Elementary and Secondary Education at the state level, and then they allocate. So that money is frozen from the federal government to the Department of Education, and they have no idea when it will be potentially released or if it will be.
Okay, thank you.
Anybody else have any questions or comments on that?
The only other comment that I will add is that we do receive other federal grant money. The IDEA grant is one of our larger grants. We expect to receive that funding. I think all communications have shared that it is in the Department of Elementary and Secondary Education's. They have the money and now they need to allocate it. Is that correct, Becky?
That is correct. We're just waiting for those final allocations for that, and then also for our Title I grant as well.
So there's no holds on those.
Correct.
Not at this time.
All right. Thank you for the update. So our next steps here is to schedule an August meeting so that once Greg and team are done with the tasks that the youth school committee can review all of the reports. So I would expect that we'll have some materials to read prior to the meeting. So we'll make sure that we give you enough time to prepare for that. And Greg, you're thinking like mid-August?
Mid-August. I'll work with you on finding a time that works best for the committee members.
Okay. Denise?
Do you see anything being ready for a special town meeting, Greg?
So I think it's important that the new building committee, I don't have the name off the top of my mind, is starting its work tomorrow evening. I think that particular team will decide what to move forward or not move forward in terms of recommending to the select board.
Actually, where I was going with that, like, for example, the roof repair at Neary. I mean, I'm not really positive that we can wait, another year before we fix that roof.
Yeah, I think it's a question of timing, whether the work of the building committee
Mhm.
has enough recommendations to move forward a roof project at Neary. So that's my only timing question.
So maybe a placeholder in case it's necessary. Just to hold a place at town meeting on the warrant in case you have something that we can actually bring forward as a committee. Just a suggestion.
Yeah. Placeholders are always helpful.
Mhm.
We
Thank
can
you.
discuss that at our August meeting. I think they just moved town meeting back to October 27th, I think.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So thank you all for joining in July. I appreciate it. Oh, go ahead, Becky.
I have one little thing. I just want to introduce someone who's in the audience to the school committee. So this summer, the finance department has an intern working here. Her name is Jeslyn Janoy, and she is in the audience. She is an Algonquin student. She is a Southborough resident, and she is going to be a senior this upcoming year. So she is spending 4 weeks with us. This is her third week in the office. She went through Neary Trotter and is now at Algonquin. And so we're just happy to have her. And we wanted her to see some of the work that we do with the school committees.
Hi,
Great.
Jesslyn.
Congratulations.
Welcome. I'm glad we had a summer meeting for you so that you could observe how school committee operates. Go ahead, Greg.
I'm not sure if I just wasn't paying attention, but did the school committee vote on the action on special open meeting minutes of June 9th?
Yes.
We did.
Well, I wasn't paying attention then.
We're so excited to get to the action items.
There was extensive discussion on those minutes also, okay, from all the committee members.
Well, then I wasn't paying attention. Full disclosure.
Oh, that's okay. All right. So I'll move that we adjourn at 12:26.
Second.
Seconded by Denise. Roll call, Denise.
Aye.
Roger.
Aye.
Alan.
Yes.
Laura.
Aye.
And Chelsea's aye. Thanks, everyone. Have a great day.
Thank
Bye,
you.
everybody.
Thank you.
Bye.